Yo, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Biotech Buzz, your favorite show for all things biotech stocks. Folks, it has been a minute. We haven't had a show in a little bit, but we are back to provide you that biotech goodness. And of course, I have your host with me, Mrs. Vivi the Biotech Queen. Vivi, what is going on?
Hey, how are you, Rohan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm still licking my wounds here with my big loss and a company that I was really, really positive. Bio world has been pretty interesting lately with the FDA. With FDA decisions, I would love to everybody on the chat to kind of chime in with me and see what is everybody's thoughts on what some of the events that we're having lately. So if you can pull it up, the ARDX for me.
All right, let's pull that up. ARDX. Yeah, I saw some comments about that. People commenting before the show started.
Yeah.
All right.
So ARDX. So in back in April, they requested additional information for the NDA for the labeling, right? There was never discussion on efficacy. They have done 3 pivotal trials, all successful, all statistical significant, over 1,000 patients. And I know people that work in a company that left AstraZeneca, left Amgen, left really big companies to join them because they were really excited about this new product. So the sales force were ready to go back in April. And then we get these extension, 3 months extension. So we get this 3 months extension, and then they right 2 weeks before. So in 2 days, they're supposed to have the PDUFA. Literally 2 weeks before, they decided to issue an DRL saying that they are now having concerns with the size of the trial and the efficacy. So nothing has to do with the label anymore. And that was a huge punch in the gut. I was heavily invested. Hence, because there's a 90% institutional ownership, there's a sales force ready to go. The trials look really good. And so I'm just trying to understand, like, for me, this was a slam dunk. And I am like $55,000 at loss. I'm licking my wounds still. I have not sold because I want to know if this company, they still have $200 million in cash, what kind of a CRL, I expect a CRL in 2 days, and what kind of CRL that's going to look like. So, and this has repeatedly, since that Biogen debacle approval, this has been a norm, and I told you guys, for me, is I rarely hold through PDUFA. I held KMPH because it was a drug that was already a pro-drug of another drug, so safety wasn't an issue. And the reason I held the ARDX was also because it was a second indication to an already approved drug, so safety wasn't an issue either. And so it makes you question yourself, because now, even when you're playing the PDUFA, the run-up, you can get that DRL or CRL a month before. So I'll give you a really good example. So let's put it up, ITRM, right? So if you can put it up, ITRM. So another perfect example, ITRM got also a letter. First it was an extension, and then again got on a CRL now, questioning about the efficacy. So we're getting these notices, Rohan, like a month or two. So they pretty much ruined it for us to even play the PDUFA anymore, because you play the PDUFA, the run up doesn't start until 2 months before, and then you have the risk of them issuing a CRL or issuing an extension a month or two prior. So it's really making me question, like, now I'm like, okay, I don't even know if I want to play the PDUFA anymore, so now I'm going to sit with tons of cash on the side, and if there's an approval, I can hit that, by the day of, put myself on alert, because it's been over and over again where people are just, these companies, I think we have like 3 or 4 companies the last 6 months, they're just getting denied by the PDUFA. Now, I had told you guys that I wasn't completely confident with ITRM, because they had to redesign their study because they had 3 failed trials. So for me, it was like I wasn't super positive. And again, I don't like to hold through PDUFA to drugs that are not already, approved for a different indication, or if it's not a pro drug. So it's such a bummer, another situation here that they're going to have to do another trial design. And a lot of these companies don't survive, and so they get, they get muscled up from the big pharmas that kind of are doing a hostile takeover and just pretty much take over the trial because they have the funds, right, to fund these trials. So that's another perfect example of the problem. So with the ARDX, I am still going to hold. I don't know. I haven't averaged down yet. My average was 7. And I want to talk to my buddies that work there, because they are also at loss of words, and they might lose their jobs, and these patients are not going to have access to this medication. Yeah, I can recover from the $50,000 loss, but what about those patients that really need the medication? And then all the employees that left really good careers to come to this company. So it's been a very, very interesting time in pharma right now, because even if you can put it up, a KDMN, there was an approval, and immediately it didn't even held. Look at that. If for a couple of days, see that big green candle there? It held the approval date and then plummeted. So it's been very interesting. None of the least, I'm holding a lot of bags for my pharma picks for sure. Now, if we can point out a good one that I'm really excited about is BCRX. I'm gladly that I'm very heavily invested there, because they're reporting earnings. See, it's been really like it bounces between 15, 17. I think we're gonna really see the real run up when we get the earnings. Earnings is on August 5th, and I'm very positive that we're gonna report good earnings. So I'm really excited about BCRX. That's one company that, like I told you guys, we wanted to get in really early on before an approved drug, but that's the risk. Like these companies, when you already have an approved drug, you pretty much the risk. You don't have that. The only thing that you have to worry is their sales launch. But BCRX is a perfect example that has been the risk. It's a profitable company, reported 10 million the last quarter. I'm expecting that they're gonna blow their earnings again, and they have an amazing pipeline. They have the money to fund that pipeline. So really excited things about BCRX, and I still consider that it's a super undervalued here. I expect at least us to get to 20 on August 5th. So that would be my tip. And then if you can put it up, Rohan, for KMPH. So KMPH, people are like, when are we going to get out of the doghouse? They just reported the launching of the medication mid-July. So the biggest event that we're going to have is going to be Q4 earnings, right? So July, August, September, October, actually Q3 earnings. That's what we're going to be. So I'm really still holding. I'm very confident with the team. The team was a team for Vyvanse that got sold out to Shire, that became Takeda. So I am really excited to see what kind of launch we're going to have. But also, obviously, a lot of people might choose to buy this once we have the first quarter results, and see how well we're doing for that Q3, to then buy more, so what trajectory they're doing for the next quarter to the next quarter to the next quarter. So, but that's why you guys are not going to see KMPH moving as much, because we need the PDUFA for sure. We need not Pedufo. We need the sales lounge. What has been in chat? I have not looked at the chat. Or tell me a little bit about the chat. What's going on? It's people. Are people like dumbfounded too about ARDX? How's everybody doing over there on the chat? Because I don't have the chat open.
I realized I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, you were muted.
Definitely had some good comments in the chat. Happy was made an interesting comment about ARDX, and it's pretty accurate. Like if you pull this up, like that gap down is just insane. You pretty much didn't even give anyone a chance or any sort of indication that it was going that way. So
No,
pretty tough to get caught in that.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Some interesting comments in the chat. One from Solar Up bought Trevina TRVN options a while ago with a January 23 expiration, and I'm down 50% still or since. What do you think, Vivi? Offload them, or is there still hope?
Oh, calls are tricky, because now they're voting for an RS. It's such a bummer because it's such a good medication and it's been in a dog. I'm still holding. I'm still very, very, very optimistic that we will beat morphine in a hospital settings. And it was a really, really bad timing. The launch together with COVID and no access to the hospitals. I'm still holding, but calls are tricky because I think that if the RS gets voted, it's just gonna the calls are gonna plumb to 80%. So I lost some calls too. I followed the money. I had a $3 call options for July because there was such an unusual amount of option activity at the time, and that was 6 months ago, and nothing came to fruition with this company. It's such a bummer. I would have probably dumped my calls because I think they're gonna vote yes on the RS, and just gonna bring the price even further down. It's on my IRA tucked in. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to see my money back on Trevina, but I still believe in the molecule. So hopefully they can do better now that COVID has been more controlled. We'll see the access at hospitals. But yeah, I would have for January. I don't know what to tell you. It's still a long time away. So
Yeah, it's a pretty far out call, but
far I call. So it's almost like it just depends on if you have a 4,000 invest and you lost two already. Is it worth it really not to wait 6 months to see if you can recuperate that two or lose the two? I would have held. It depends on the size of how many calls you have.
yeah, and
That leap call is still very far out. I would hold for sure. We're only in July. So
yeah,
you never know, they do bad in sales and these calls can go up.
definitely an okay chance with a leap like that, but at the same time, depends on the strike price, of course. But
Yeah. Did he say it was a $2 call, a $2 strike price? What was the
Solar, yeah, we're curious to hear what your strike price was on that, but no, he didn't mention that in the comment.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah. So ALDX, what's up with it? Looks like time to add shares. Let's take a look at that one. Are you familiar?
No, I'm not familiar. So I'll definitely get back to you guys on Thursday on that. Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Interesting today with NNVC nanoviricides had a little bit of looked like a pumpy situation. Let's see. Although I didn't see any news or hear about it anywhere, but it had a fun little jump up today, where it kind of went from like yeah. I mean, it was kind of on a little bit of an uptrend since last week on some news, but no.
Yeah, so I think that a lot of people now are really targeting COVIDs again because now with the Delta variant, and a lot of these vaccines are not proven to be completely 100% positive against Delta variant. So I think COVID plays would be good plays at the moment for sure. Because everyone is trying to test the Delta variant and and have a bad currently have right now.
Yeah, and NNVC is an interesting situation in which it's not a vaccine play, but rather more of like that therapy play. So
Yeah.
I'm not insanely informed on it, but it appears that it's, well,
I
actually,
never
I
heard
have
of
no
that.
idea why it's
I'll take a look at that company for sure.
definitely no like standout news, but it did get halted earlier, so it was definitely moving pretty quick.
Probably just a small float. That's the market has been so bad that everyone is focusing on low floats. Just to day trade because it's been really bad for everybody.
Okay. From Hector, can we please talk about Sava and the potential catalyst on Thursday morning? You familiar?
I know Sava, but I didn't know what the catalyst on Thursday morning. I will check it out.
Seeing 5 reasons. Oh, there's an article on Seeking Alpha talking about it could be the most undervalued stock in the market. Trying to look for that catalyst. I'm not sure.
Did they say what's going on Thursday?
Hector, what's going on Thursday? Could you just follow up with that? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Solar Up said $1.50 strike. I feel like he could probably, back to that Trevina question.
Yeah, $1.50 strike price. Yeah, I would hold. You never know.
That's like relative. Like, I mean, that's not too far out of the money right now. So it's like,
No, yeah, I would hold for sure. Yeah, not that far.
all right. They're presenting 9-month data for Sava for
Okay.
phase 2B.
Okay, 9-month data.
All right, interesting. I mean, that'll be interesting to look at on Thursday for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What else? Anything else there?
ENVB. You familiar?
No, ENVV. I will take a look.
VB.
EN what?
ENVB as in Bravo.
I think I've looked into this company before.
What was that one? Enveric Biosciences.
Yeah, I think I've heard it. I'm waiting for the small bio rotation, Rohan. It's been bad. It's been awful, for sure. I mean, I am, I'm still holding CKPT. What are we doing now? I was so excited about it at 283 before, what is it now?
267.
So yeah, I was so excited that BlackRock has millions of shares at 290. I was just so excited that I got so cheap. And here we are, so they are presenting data in Q4. So still time to add it. Maybe I just added too excited too early on, but I'm holding that at least until before the data is released in October. Because again, we had a really compelling data to INFI and it just dropped. I'm hoping for BCRX really good earnings because I can't catch a break lately. INFI, if you look.
INFI.
Yeah.
Let's get Infinity here.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Now it's like down 50% from a couple of months ago. They reported. I think they reported really good data, and it's nothing is holding with this market. People are just. It's almost like my strategy right now, Rohan. I'm looking at PDUFAs, and I think I want to buy puts. Okay, because if we get a delay, puts will pay, and if you don't get a delay, puts will pay if you have your puts a little far out after your PDUFA date, because everyone is selling the news. Nothing is holding.
Can pretty much guarantee it won't hold there.
It's pretty much a guarantee win-win buying puts right now for pharma. So that's what I think I'm going to be my next strategy. I need to look what my what the price of the puts and what's going on in terms of, PDUFAs. I should take a look at a Benzinga Pro now, right? We have all the PDUFA calendar there.
Yeah, we do.
Awesome.
There's in Benzinga Pro and on just the Benzinga.com, there's an FDA calendar.
Which you can awesome.
Access. So,
okay. Any more questions?
Yeah. So let's see. So Robert in the chat just had a couple ones that he wanted to see. You mentioned CKPT briefly. Kala, any updates there?
No. KALA, right?
Yeah.
No, it's also been another one that's been awful. I feel like we just needed to see what's going to be in terms of the next sales, because they do have a product that I believe that It's a better product than the Novartis, and I believe this is still in talks to be an amazing, buyout candidate. But like I said, like every small bio, nothing is holding. Even if you have a good earnings, everyone is selling the news. But I'll update you guys. I wanted to see what the next earnings calls are. It's for Cala. I'll update you guys on Thursday.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so I think there was okay, well, going back to that ARDX situation,
Yes.
S-Pot in the chat talking about how obviously it got smoked. He says, what's our best case scenario?
Well, I think our best case scenario here obviously is them requesting additional data from those 3 pivotal trials. It can be in a retrospective data that they can, the scientists, they can really look at a retrospective data and really be able to, not having to redo a trial. They can kind of weave through the data to give to them what they need. So that would be the best case scenario. The second scenario I can see is they still have a $200 million dollars. They would have fired everybody, to fund those additional studies. So that would be my second thing. I don't see the third one of them like going bankrupt or not be able to fund the studies as an alternative, because they had 3 successful pivotal trials. So 200 million I think is enough to fund trials, but they would have literally have to get rid of the whole sales force. It's an unfortunate situation. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, neither the 90% of the institutional companies that are actually holding this. Now, to make people feel a little bit better, I see some SEC files coming in of companies adding at these levels because it's so cheap. If you can add at these levels and then, wait a year, it's 700% guarantee of, profit. So, I just want to wait to see what is the best case scenario. So for me, it's like I have 9,000 shares. It's like, for me, it's like if I already lost 50, what is an additional 9,000 if it drops another dollar? At this point, I just wanted to see what's going to happen. And maybe, who knows, maybe they just have to dig their old trials to be able to do a retrospective data and be able to give it to them, but which I don't think it is. So they might have to redo another trial. They might want to. So here's what happened to ITRM. Hello, FDA. You approve Biogen drug, and now all of a sudden you want ITRM to do study comparing the competition. It's just absurd, like now they want additional studies. So who knows? You might have FDA telling ARDX that they want the study, against the competition, against the phosphate binders. So against placebo is not enough anymore, so it could be that too. But luckily they do have 200 million, which is roughly, I think, $1 a share. So I don't think it's going to go anything below $1 just because of the cash value that the company has in hand. But it is a sad day for sure, Rohan. I'm so sad for the patients. I'm so sad for, all the people that really lost, left stable jobs to come to this company because they really believe in the drug. They thought they were making a difference. So it's an unfortunate event for sure. Is anyone on a chat is anyone has a different strategy than me? Are people waiting? Do they just sold for a huge loss and you make up your money someplace else? What is everybody's thoughts? Anybody on a chat can answer me that would be great, because I would love to hear from you guys. But I feel like we gotten this far. Why not see exactly what the FDA wants? It's a gamble, yes, but depends when it is. It can bounce back to $3 or $4 a share. So I am just gonna wait it out to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, well, while we wait for some of those comments to come in, we have a comment from Vintage in the chat. How about ATNX, Vivi? Did you take a loss yet?
I did. I took a loss, just not because, I mean, I just saw right now they have some news. I took a loss because I wanted to put my money to work someplace else. I just put the money in a stock that I believe in. I do feel like they have a chance of life because they bought a whole new pipeline. So um, it's the saying is, do you just set and forget it, or you just sometimes move on? I decided to move on from that one, but that was another one that hurt. That there you go, another $20,000. Because what I don't understand with FDA is how can you approve a new drug application and then question the design of the study? It doesn't make any sense, Ron. If they say, hey, we're going to study 500 patients, it's going to be a double blind placebo controlled trial, the FDA should be like, no, 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 no. We don't want a double blind placebo trial. We wanted you to go against the competition. Or no, 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 no. We don't like 500 patients. We want you guys to recruit 1,000 patients. Doesn't that make sense, Rohan? I'm just not understanding these demands from the FDA after they looked at the design and approved the new drug application for these trials. I'm puzzled. I'm puzzled, and I'm really like, now my strategy is just to buy companies like BCRX, after they get approved, because it was only $7 after they get approved. Look at BCRX today, it's almost $17. So even after the approval, just buy after the approval instead of like going through this hell that we all been through in with the PDUFAs and CRLs and DRLs. So
Definitely questionable, right? Like, yeah,
yeah,
why would they go back on that? Or more so, why wouldn't they just judge it correctly in the first place?
exactly. Like, hey, we don't want to design with 500 people. We want to design with 1,000. So it really does not make any sense at all.
All right. So, let's see if we got any chats. Someone said mostly whining right now until further happening. True. CEO of ARDX was irresponsible. Of course, there's news. Okay. Okay, here's an interesting one. Why on earth has ANVS been crushing it?
AMVS.
Nuvis Bio. Why are they doing well?
Do they have some COVID plays? I don't know. I don't follow them that much. Or are they like the gene therapy, like CRISP technology?
Focused on treating Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Okay, Alzheimer's didn't have an approved drug for 10 years, and then approve a drug from Biogen that it's pretty much almost similar to placebo. So maybe is maybe they did have really good data on Alzheimer's. There's nothing out there that can really help delay the signs of Alzheimer's significantly. So I think these companies are all battling to find the next Alzheimer's golden drug. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. You can see it right here. This was July 12th, a little bit back. Nuvis Bio shares trading higher as the stock rebounds following Friday's sell-off after the FDA commissioner called for an investigation into the approval of Biogen's Alzheimer's drug.
Exactly. So, they are like next in line from the competition. And I think Genentech also has a drug for Alzheimer's that now everybody's going to be like, hey, you approved this drug. How come you don't approve mine? So they definitely open a can of worms approving that Biogen drug against the committee, voting against it. So, and I think that's it from me, huh? But I have it here. Look, I made notes, you guys. I'm making some notes, and I'll share with you guys on Thursday. For sure.
Awesome. Yeah, we had a great show today. Glad to be back.
It was so good to see you guys.
Of course.
Sorry, I'm outside. I have my mom in town, and my office is a disaster, so I came outside.
No, we love the view. And folks, so make sure you stick around. Right after this, we are running into an episode of First Trade, so you get more of me in my face. Talking to Bryce Toohey about trading this, I guess, kind of tough market. and how to find consistency there. So it should be an interesting episode. Definitely check out that interview. And folks, I won't be here this Thursday. It's my birthday, so I'll be out.
Happy
But
birthday!
thank you.
So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday with Spencer. Is a Thursday back to 2:30 Eastern Standard?
Yep, yeah, that should be the case. Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you guys then.
Okay, all right, cool,
Wow.
everyone. Thanks for coming to hang out, and I will see you guys over on First Trade. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Peace.